To describe myself as excited for this movie would be a huge understatement. Though I'm not familiar with Guillermo del Toro's work, this being my first movie from him, I'm a huge fan of stop motion animation and was kinda hyped for this movie ever since I saw the very first teaser trailer of it almost a year ago. But now that I'm sitting here after watching the movie twice, it's kinda sad to be making this review with not really the most positive outlook on the film, and I see all these websites and reviews praising the movie with positive scores, which is just a huge contrast from my point of view, which is in my eyes, the movie is just bad. Honestly, it's just bad, which is harsh for a movie that had so many hardworking and dedicated people attached to it, but mostly all the problems with the movie stem from its ambition. Not from the lack of ambition, but just it tries to do so much with its characters and plot beats and explore multiple complex themes done in a runtime that gives neither of these things justice. Trying to do so much ultimately leaves the film feeling disjointed and steered with no real clear direction, constantly juggling and flip-flopping between messages of anti-war, greediness, mortality, parental disappointment, fascism. And there's even a line in the first half of the movie that has some sort of blasphemous undertones, which is just kind of like weird, I guess, and like the writing, like what about the actual movie itself, the actual movie itself, like the writing, the conflicts, the cinematography, the pacing. While the movie does look nice with highly detailed sets and great character and set design, it just seems like a movie that favors style over substance. Emotional gut punches in the beginning of the film are undermined because of the in-your-face, super predictable nature of the way the setup is presented. So many writing choices are very lazy and superficial just for conflict. Resolutions to conflicts are very rushed, messy, and way too convenient, and that sort of stuff just kind of yanks you out of the film. Now, I never watched any of the other previous works of Pinocchio or the story of Pinocchio, but literal main characters have no impact on the film events or plot beats. The movie is funny at times, but is mainly overshadowed by a sense of humor which comes across as annoying and childish. Oh yeah, there's also randomly thrown in musical numbers that are not even good, and they don't even advance the plot or add layers to someone's character, and there's so few in the movie, it kind of makes you wonder why they're there in the first place. There's some fun sequences in the movie, and certain lines of dialogue do have some emotional weight to them, but the vast majority of the film is filled with who and what and how do they. And there's no film that's pretty enough to cover up these gaping holes in the writing and just the sheer quantity of the holes as well. Overall, my ranking system of a 0 to 100, 50 being just about average whatever movie, I'll probably have to give Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio a solid 55, which is kind of harsh, but it's just barely scratching above average due to the film being pretty and having, I guess, a lot of heart to it, but there's so much flaws in the movie that drags the rest of the positives down with it. So yeah, well, that's the end of the video. Subscribe, I guess. I don't know.